we'll definitely be rating them if they're on. If they're on. But yeah, today we are with Tenable. Tenable Target, say hi.
Hello!
And he will be teaching me more about space engineers. Uh,
Yes, after we've had a very quick lesson on how not to space engineers.
yes, we've had some issues since the last stream, and there was a reason why we had that issue. And he will definitely tell
Oh,
you all about it. But we'll go through.
yeah,
Let's go through our weekly schedule, and then we can go straight into space engineers and fix our problem. Okay.
Yes, and welcome to my stream. I am now live.
Hi.
Hopefully Karsa's audio is included.
Hopefully, I don't know. Actually, I need to get the Twitch.
Yes, your audio is included.
Yay.
I have just done a quick sound check.
Cool. Alright, so did the multi go through? Nope, because Nightbot is no longer working, and I forgot to add it to Stream Elements.
Oops.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day already.
Oh, it's going to be one of those streams, I can already tell.
Yes, it's going to be fun. In several senses of the way. Good, bad, different, and whatnot.
Yep, all of the above.
All of the above. So, guys, I have done some changes in my weekly schedule. Partially because, for me, New World got stale. Very stale, very fast.
I'm not going to lie, you are not the first person I've heard to say that.
So, yeah, I've decided I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to make it called Moody Monday. And the Moody Monday is it's still 7 o'clock for now. I may make it a daytime schedule eventually because I like spending night times with my family.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, it's just the way I am. Okay, so Moody Monday is going to be whatever I feel I'm in the mood for. And right now I'm in the mood for Pathfinder, the Wrath of the Righteous. And it actually is a really good game. Oh my gosh, it's so close to Pathfinder 180, it isn't funny. So that's going to be interesting to play. Then we're going to be doing, of course, Space Engineers with Tenable on Wednesdays. Potluck Friday is currently, until we finish the game, is Dungeons 3. And then Sunday, Community Sunday, of course, we have Minecraft with PlayTownySMP.com. And that's my weekly schedule. What's your weekly schedule look like, Tenable?
So mine is a lot less busy because, yeah, I have a lot of other stuff going on outside of stream. So Wednesdays with Karsa, that for people my time zone, that is 7 PM GMT. We are finally back on GMT, no more of this silly British summertime. And then Sundays, I am, third week will be this Sunday of a new co-op survival shooter called Generation Zero, which is a robot apocalypse set in the 1980s in Sweden. It sounds like a very bizarre way of doing it, but it is a lot of fun. And the 3 guys that I am playing that with are all IRL friends of mine and part of my airsoft team, so yeah, there's a certain amount of things that happen that probably shouldn't, I think is the politest way of putting that. So,
alright.
That is my streaming.
So, there's our weekly, there's our little thing. If you want to see both of us playing, I did get it set up. So, here you go. There it is. There's how you can see us both at the same time. In fact, I'm going to click on it so I can see it. Because I can't read Tenable from here.
No.
Alright.
Right. So, the slightly important elephant in the room that the observant will have noticed is we do have a slightly different setup on the server at the moment.
Yeah, I will now set us to Space Engineers and show you that we have got a problem. We definitely have a problem.
Yes, so, for those that were with us last week, you will remember that we had an extreme case of lag on the server. That only deteriorated after the stream finished,
Okay,
and by about lunchtime Thursday, the server had been rendered entirely unplayable.
Where am I?
Yes.
Where am I?
So, yeah, we got in right at the start of the problems last week. So, I spent a good chunk of Thursday night and most of Friday with the help of one of the Keen software community admins for their servers, who has deliberately asked me not to mention their name, so I'm not. But they were very helpful in trying to track down what had happened. And then a little bit of working with Nitrado, who's our server host, to see what they could do about it. And basically what had happened is one of the mods that we were running, and are no longer running, had corrupted some of the core game files.
So, we have an issue. A huge issue.
Yeah, just a little bit.
We were trying to get this done before we got online. That's why we were a little late in doing the pre-roll.
Yes. So, it became very clear Saturday morning my time that the server was not recoverable because core game files that are only created at game installation had been deleted by the corrupt mod. Which meant we had to reinstall the server, which meant we lost absolutely everything because the save game file was also corrupted. Basically, everything that could have gone wrong with that server pretty much did.
All because of a mod, guys. This is what you should remember. Sometimes mods are not that good.
And here's the weirder thing. It's not actually the mod itself that caused the problem. It was a combination of what the mod does, plus how Nitrado load mods into the server from the control panel. So it was a little bit of a perfect storm of situation. Because at one point, bearing in mind we only had 15 mods on the server, according to Nitrado's control panel, we had 107.
So
because it had got itself stuck in a loop, loading multiple copies of the mods.
So what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild that rover
yes.
rather quickly.
Yes. So, yeah, we fortunately we had a blueprint of Karsa's base from last week. But when we pasted it in just now, Karsa's rover was not very happy and then exploded.
Yes.
So we are still in creative mode because we needed that to paste the base in. And we are very quickly just going to creative mode in Karsa's rover.
So from the start, guys, here we go.
Yes. Unfortunately, we can't build it over here, Karsa.
Oh, okay. Where can we
Remember,
build
we had to build it off the rotor.
Oh, yes. Yes, right here. So I need some... Oh, he's just going to be fast about it. Thank you.
I'm just going to be helpful.
Yeah, alright, let's do this. Okay.
I tell you what, Karsa. If you would like to play Designer, and I will play Block Placing Monkey.
Designer and block facing. Okay, I'll just let you do it.
you tell me what you'd like. I'm just rebuilding this from memory. But I cannot remember how many containers you had.
There were 5 containers.
There were 5. Okay.
Okay. Now you're trying to get me to remember everything. There was 5 containers, for sure. And then there was the cockpit.
I know we had an O2H2 generator between the cockpit and the container.
Yes. And the O2 is in between there. Yes.
then had a cockpit on the front of it.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
looking pretty familiar.
Yes. And then we had the batteries in between the. So we had a.
Is it something like that?
Yes. And then we had a total of. Eventually, we had 8.
Yes.
Because 3 wasn't enough.
No.
So
it really wasn't.
So we had one right at the edge of the cockpit.
Yeah, we had to do that because it kept nosing down into the ground, didn't it?
Yes. And then the rest were in between each, like that. Yes. And then we... there.
Oh, that one's too far forwards.
Whoa, yeah. That's not going to be fun. That was bad. And then the same on this side.
Yep.
And then we had a, what is it called, a gyroscope at the top.
Yep. Yeah, it is the gyro. The gyro of saving many, many upside down rovers.
And I can't remember, but I think there might have been one more block, but I can't remember what it was.
There would have been an ore detector on it somewhere.
Yes, it was also
Hey,
on top.
I managed to get the wheels right. I did not manage to get the batteries right. I got 3 of the 4 batteries correct.
Okay.
I had one of them at 90 degrees to the rest, and that would have just bugged everybody. So I've now fixed it.
Okay, so now the
right.
gyro, and then the gyro was attached to the ore thing. It looked
Ore
like
detector.
Yeah.
And then an antenna.
So it looks,
there we go.
That looks pretty much like it. Yep. So that was quick.
It's amazing what happens when you haven't got to weld the blocks up. Right. The only thing we need to do is sort your middle wheels out for steering.
Right. Okay, so I think I remember how to do that. Hi, Dovican. Welcome in. I did not get your message until you were offline yesterday because I was with my family. My husband's off work for this week, and so I didn't get your message. Sorry.
Don't stand under the rover.
Okay. Don't stand it. That's a good opportunity to get myself. Oh, because you're going to shut it down. Okay. Now, I need to go into what? Not H. I.
You need to be in
control.
the cockpit.
Okay. The cockpit. Right. Okay. I control. And then we have to figure out which one is which.
So I've already ground down the 4 that we want steering off on. Hey, Dovican.
Okay, and turning off steering now. And then I'm taking and making block group.
That's the one.
Hey, I'm learning pretty fast.
Nothing like a crash course.
Nothing like a crash course, that's right. Alright, so that's good. Now we can complete those back.
Yep.
And we'll be good to go.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask Dovican, how is the new job doing?
What are you doing? What type of job do you do?
I mean, obviously, Dover, you don't have to say if you don't want people to know.
Yeah, you don't have
But,
to. You really don't have to.
No. Right.
Oh, I did it again.
Are you okay there, Karsa?
A little bit.
Good.
Alright, so now...
you need to up the range on your ore detector.
Okay, so back to this. Control panel, range on ore detector. I don't remember doing that. Okay, ore detector
No,
range.
I did it last time.
50.
You want it as whatever maximum is. I think it's 50.
It's 50.
That was one of the other mods that we had to remove, by the way, chat, is the ore detectors mod. We had one that boosted the distance out to a silly amount, and that was one of the mods that was causing serious problems on the server.
Well, I hope you like that type of job, Dovican. I really do. Okay, so I have it up. Is there anything else I need to do for that? It says broadcast using antennas.
Yep, that's fine. As long as you've upped the range, everything else should be default. The only thing you want to check is you want to make sure that your suspension is set as high offset as possible, so you've got lots of ground clearance.
Suspension.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dovican.
Power, no.
Nope, high offset it should be.
High.
Well, other direction.
Whoops.
All the way the other direction.
Okay.
That should do nicely.
Alright, that's at 50. Negative 50, that is. I
Yep.
was thinking
Yeah.
negative 50 was lower. No, it's...
Don't try and make sense of it. It's Space Engineers.
Okay. Alright.
And there we are. We are officially back to where we finished the stream last week.
Yay! Back to normal. Okay. Well, sort of.
I'm not sure we are allowed to call any stream that involves the pair of us normal.
Parking released. And we're moving. Parking
Excellent. So
engaged. So
whilst we're in creative mode still, we were going to do a little bit of creative mode design this week anyway, weren't we?
Yes, we were. Because
also,
of the fact that Starfinder is coming up faster than we thought.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting.
But yeah, so we need to get you some proper resource collection stuff going. And we had a little chat last week, and you said you wanted to build outposts rather than building a mining ship, if I remember correctly.
I was actually... Well,
you are free to change that decision.
Well, I was thinking if we're going to be doing... Because I was thinking of using a ship for the Starfighter part.
Yep.
So maybe we should make the ship?
That's fine. We can do this however you want. This is teaching you how to play. So how you want to play is what I will show you.
Yeah, so I think we should make a ship, actually.
Excellent. So let's get a mining ship up and running then.
Alright, so you want me out of here?
Yeah, we're going to do a bit of design work. So we're going to stay in creative mode for a minute so that we can do the design. And what we're going to do is we'll build it, check that it works, because that's always a sensible thing to do when you're designing something. And then we'll take a blueprint of it, and we'll use a projector to project it into survival, and then we'll build it for real.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're not going to cheat the resources in, before anyone starts accusing us of that in the stream, because it'll happen. We're just going to use this as design.
This is
normally,
design.
Yeah, normally I do this in a completely separate world, but because we need a server to play together, that's not an option.
No, it's not an option. Sorry. Alright,
right.
So do we want to be off of here? Because this is, even though this is flat, it is got no friction.
This will be just fine.
Okay.
Now, the important question here is, do you want a small grid or a large grid mining ship for your first one?
Oh.
Small grid will be cheap and quick for your first one, and will be, will let you get resources up and running. Large grid will take longer, but obviously it's a more capable ship at the end of it because it's huge.
Yeah, let's go large.
You want to go large? We're going straight for it. Okay.
Yep.
I am on board with that plan. Right, for those that have never built in Space Engineers from scratch before,
AKA
the
me.
easiest way... The easiest way of starting your build, at least if you're in a gravity environment, is by dropping a landing gear on the floor.
And that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Has automatically locked to the floor.
Really?
So this is why, yeah, it's gone green, so it means it's automatically locked.
Now let me tell you something about Empyrean. That wouldn't work. The reason why it wouldn't work is you have to put the core block down first.
Yep. Yeah. No, that...
This makes more sense than that.
Thought it might. Okay. So, how basic do you want to make this first mining ship?
Well, we are talking about using it for a fight area. So, we'll probably make it about the same size as my base.
Okay, so we're going for it then.
We are going for it.
Right, let's lay down a keel.
Okay.
Just to give us something to work from. Now, drills. Where are my drills? There they are. So, I'm just going to drop a drill on the floor.
He drops a drill. Thankfully, not on top of me.
Nope, I deliberately avoided hitting you on the head with a drill. Right.
Okay, so these are huge.
These are huge. And have cargo connections on all sides at the back.
Yes. Okay.
Energy critical.
Now, these will drill out 1.5 blocks in each direction.
Right.
That's the area of voxel they will clear when they're collecting.
So that is why you have a connection in between them, so that they're not overdoing it. They're getting the exact same amount.
Yeah, because the more drills you have, I'm just going to quickly get some energy. The more drills you have, the more lag you're generating as you're destroying voxels.
That totally makes sense. Yeah.
So you want to maximise the amount of resources you're getting with the minimum amount of drills, and the same goes for welders.
5x5?
Yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable design.
Okay, 5x5.
What you now need to do is decide how you want to attach that to the front of your ship. And ideally for a mining ship, now this is an ideal before anyone jumps on me in chat, you want your mining ship to be able to fit down the tunnel it digs.
It should be able to fit down the tunnel it digs. Then that means it should be put on the front of the ship?
Well, you can either put it on the front of your ship and basically drive your face of your ship into the ground every time you go mining, or you can build what is known as a quarry miner, which I'll give you just a quick demo of the difference. So,
please do.
Traditional flat miners, you would have your drills like that.
Okay.
If you're going to build what most people call a quarry miner in Space Engineers, you would have your drills orientated like that, hanging off the bottom of your ship. So you effectively sink into the ground when you're mining.
Sinking don't sound good.
Well, it means that, because the problem you've got is, as you're mining, your vehicle's going to get heavier.
True.
That's unavoidable. So, whilst you'll have more control over what you're drilling with it being front-mounted, because it's a more natural way of controlling your ship, because forwards is forwards, backwards is backwards, etc.
Right.
But that means you've now got to have really powerful forward-facing thrusters, so that when you're exceptionally heavy and standing on your nose, your ship doesn't plummet into the floor and crash. Whereas if you've got a quarry miner, your main direction of lift is already up and down.
Actually, it makes more sense to have it up and down. Even though I kind of like to see what I'm crashing into.
Yep.
The up and down makes more sense because you're dealing with less need for more thrust. So it'll
Yep,
be
that makes sense.
less power that you have to deal with too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also less parts.
So less parts. So let's go with the quarry type.
Okay, in which
And
case...
Dovakin said, why not both?
why not both, Dovakin? Because we are trying to keep the number of drills to a minimum.
It's called lag.
Emphasis on minimum.
You probably could do both, but you are going to be dealing with more lag if you do that.
Yes.
Because
So, what we'll do then...
If you go both, you're going to have thrusters both on the front end, the back end, the downward, and the upward. But you need that anyway. But you'll need more on the front just to get it out.
Yes, absolutely. Now, if we were in space, Dovakin, the rules would be very different. And I would agree that you could do both. But we are not in space. We are in a healthy 1G environment where we will plummet out of the sky if we don't get this thrust balance correct.
Yeah.
So, to give us a bit more height, I've changed how we're going to do the design.
How many
and
blocks
instead
is
of
that?
a random number. There's no.
I had a feeling.
Yes. It was just to give us enough height to work with. Because obviously we've now got to fit the drills underneath the ship.
Okay, so we're doing it like this, and then we're gonna bring it down, and then.
The idea is we basically build the ship that we're designing up the top here, and we stick its nose to that top block that I've got.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when we finish, that green block will delete, and the ship will just be left hovering, assuming we've done the thrusters properly.
Assuming. Okay. But that's the reason why not both. Understood.
Yes. Okay, so this thing is meant for digging resources, so I'm going to suggest that we start with cargo first.
Okay.
Now this is how I design ships. I know there are people that design it in a very different way to me. There's no right or wrong in Space Engineers. Do whatever's comfortable for you. What I tend to do, and you can disagree with me on this, Karsa, and we'll build it a different way. I tend to build the guts first, so the functional interior blocks, and then wrap a hull round it.
Okay, I used to do it the other way where you make it look nice and then you put the guts in, but I knew what the size of the guts were.
Yes.
In this, I don't know what the size of the guts are, and therefore we're going to do the guts first.
That is fine with me. And also, just to complicate matters for you, Karsa, because I know you're still trying to get your head around Space Engineer's scale.
Yes.
Because it's a little bit off from what you're used to.
It's not just a little bit, it's a lot.
So, on large grid, here are your... We do have mods, so we're going to play with some modded blocks in a second, because we've got some different modded cargo containers.
Okay.
But we'll start with vanilla for this first bit. So that is a standard large grid small cargo container.
I think you've shown me the big ones. The big one is really, really big, yeah.
And there's your large.
But in this case...
well, before we get carried away with those, we do have mods on this server, so let's see what they have to offer us. Specifically, we have the wonderful Azimuth Remastered pack, which gives us cargo storage tanks.
Okay.
It also gives us the always entertaining shipping containers. And if you absolutely have to carry the entire materials for your base, my base, and 3 or 4 more, you have their supposedly medium cargo tanks.
Ah! That's not medium.
That's chunky. That's what that is.
That's the size of a small ship.
Yes, it is. But those are your cargo options. And the reason I've thrown them all on the ground for you to have a look at is if you go and have a look in their inventory, you can see how many litres they carry.
Okay.
So you've got a bit of a point of comparison.
Let's see what we got.
Because
Well, if
the
you
cargo
let me,
container,
there we go.
yeah, the cargo container you pick very, very much dictates how we build the rest of this ship.
I kind of expected that. Alright, you're not gonna let access denied.
Space engineers! You're in the faction and have admin.
What the heck?
Apparently, it's defaulted to do not share with faction.
Apparently. Well, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it was that way for Imperium as well, so...
Yeah, but you're in a faction, you should be able to trust the people... Actually, no, wait a second, I just heard what I was saying.
Yeah. Alright.
There we go, right, they are now all shared with faction.
Okay, this has one... What? It says what?
So, that one has just over 3 million litres.
How is that coming up? I'm not seeing that.
Right, so... Go back into it. Into your inventory.
There it
in the
goes.
top right
Oh, wow. Okay. So.
Yes.
Really? It's low.
Yes.
My energy is now low. Why? I thought I was in admin.
You are still an admin, but because we're in a survival world, your energy will still go down, and unless you put yourself invulnerable, you will start taking damage when you run out of energy.
Okay. So we need to quickly... Alright, we'll go
Survival
deal with
kit on
this
the roof
quick.
of the hopper.
Where's the hopper? Okay.
Parked it next to your vehicle bay.
Here it is.
Yeah. Oh, for those that haven't seen this before, this is the heavy version of the hopper. So I was making this on stream a couple of weeks ago and finished it off stream.
Where's the survival kit?
Towards the front on the right.
Where's the front?
That's the back.
Okay, that's the back. Is that always on the back? The connector?
Connector can be wherever you want to put it. Turn right.
Turn
down here in the
hole.
hole.
Here it is. Got it.
Yeah, so this was built on stream and finished off stream. It has got a very different cargo pod in the back of it. This is because we don't have the powerful ore detectors anymore. I needed to attach a large grid ore detector to a small grid ship. So, in the cargo bay of the hopper, I have a very, very lashed together antenna set up that surprisingly fits perfectly. Because it wasn't designed for this, it was just thrown together and see if it works.
Okay, back to what I was doing.
Yes, back to you looking at cargo while I do my energy.
Okay. Now. Okay, that didn't come up. There it did. No? It's not coming up. Okay. Wow! That is
What I
like
will
half the size of the actual... I like the azimuth. I really like the
There's a
look of
reason
them.
we have azimuth. What I will remind you is that literage converts directly to weight. So, the amount of weight you've got in storage, you've got to be able to lift with thrusters.
So, if we went for one of these, and then the rest in the normal...
Being honest, if you're bringing one of those big ones, you would only need one of the big ones.
Let's go with one.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely a difference between this and that.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and go with one because one. This mod looks cool. I like the look.
Yeah. Full
The
credit to SE Modder and Sparky. They have done a very good job with Azimuth.
I really like the look. I wish we had this in Steam, but thankfully we can use yours. This is actually cool too. I like this one too. If we had to go with just going with this size, I would be fine with this. But
yeah. Well, funny you mention that, but all of these mods are on Steam as well.
Are they really?
They are really.
Azimuth is on Steam.
Yep. Yes,
that
it
is good to know. I'm going to add that to my list.
Yep, it's Azimuth Remastered.
Azimuth with a U remastered.
Yep.
It will be on my list next time.
There we go. Right, so another mod that we have got, because you want this to be a little bit tough from what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
If I grab our normal conveyor tubes.
Okay.
So that is a normal straight conveyor tube.
Okay.
That is how things move from one container to another, or from a drill to a container, or something like that.
Right.
We also have armoured versions.
Armored version makes sense.
So
it makes a lot of sense, actually.
now, obviously, it's extra mass that you're carrying.
Also, it's probably extra materials you have to have.
It's a little bit of extra material. It's not a huge amount.
Really? Okay.
Really. I believe it's an extra 5 steel plate. Yeah. It's an extra 5 steel plate. So they're not that much more expensive, but they are heavier.
How much heavier? That's the question.
About 5 steel plates worth. I know that's not very helpful, but
that is
Space
not
Engineer
helpful.
stuff.
Thanks.
Space Engineer stuff doesn't have a huge amount of, hard numbers sometimes. Give me a moment, let me grab a steel plate. We can science this.
Yes. We can math this.
Because we have a storage container. So, a steel plate is 20 kilograms.
20 kilograms. So, if you had a lot of these, while
it will add up.
It will add up. How many of these do you need?
Well, that depends on how complicated you get with your ship design. There's going to be a lot of how long a piece of string answers in this, I'm afraid.
Okay, so my design that I'm thinking... Okay, are we actually... This is able to fly, right?
That's what we've got to try and do.
Okay, the one thing I know about flying a square is it's not very aerodynamic.
Fortunately, we don't have to worry about aerodynamics in Space Engineers.
Okay,
there are
that's...
zero aerodynamics.
That's good to know. That's the problem I had with my... well, you do have to have that. That is an issue in Empyrean. I do a lot of... Empyrean is how... guys, so you understand, why am I bringing up this other game? I played Empyrean for a long time. And then I started watching him play Space Engineers. And I was
it's all my fault.
I was thinking, this is pretty cool. This is really cool. And it's similar, but it's different. And in Empyrean, and so I focus on trying to understand through knowing both of them. And so if I'm saying, well, this is how Empyrean did, it's not because I'm saying, oh, this is a better thing. No, it's because it's helping me understand how things work.
A wonderfully useful thing called a point of reference.
Yes, it's a point of reference. So my point of reference is Empyrean. And I will have to say, Empyrean does have that problem that if you're not aerodynamic, you could have issues. Because when I made my pyramid ship, I had Lots of issues.
Yes, pyramids, notoriously aerodynamic.
Notoriously not. So, um, that's why I have to ask those questions.
And that's absolutely fine.
What I was thinking of is a kind of a long ship. I don't know how. I mean, that about that size from the tip of one side to the other makes sense, about the same, about that size for the blueprint that I was thinking of making. Does
Okay.
it need to be longer than that? I don't know.
Now, I'm just quickly... This, by the way, is not necessarily our finished ship. This is me very quickly roughing an idea out.
Okay, all right.
Just to give you a point of reference, basically.
So I understand what's going on.
Yes.
I do know that we need, what, do we need connectors between all of those?
So we will need conveyor pipes between them.
All right. And that's this thing right here. So these right here?
Yes.
No.
By the way, you've somehow turned your beacon off, so I can't actually see where you are other than finding your little character.
How did I do that?
That is a very good question. If you look down in the corner of your screen, you'll have a little Wi-Fi symbol with a keybind above it.
Corner of my screen.
Down where it's got your oxygen and all of that lot. Bottom left it should be. The third symbol in from that is your antenna.
Got it. Did you find me
Hey,
now?
you're back.
Yay.
You are back.
Alright, I don't need my light. Okay.
Okay. I've also got to remember to try and keep this either modded or vanilla rather than DLC, because I know you don't have the DLCs.
Unfortunately, I do not.
It's fine. They are 99.9% decorative, so...
And those are for the... What are these?
So those are atmospheric thrusters.
Atmospheric
So you've got-
thrusters. Okay.
You've got drills and you've got lifting thrust
Gotcha.
at the moment.
No. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I thought they were just those that one too, but that actually makes a lot of sense right there. However, I would think because you're dealing with stone when you want some armor, if it hit the ship, or is that a problem?
I mean, drills are incredibly resilient.
Are
So
they
as long
really?
as it's the drills you land on, you're fine.
Okay.
And this is the other reason why you make it so that your ship can fit down the hole it digs. So that you don't accidentally knock part of the ship off when you land it.
Right. That makes sense.
So yeah, this is going to be a very, very quick and nasty build. This is just giving you a little bit of an idea what a ship could look like, because you know you haven't seen a space engineer's ship before. So we're going to need some power. Let's go back to our friend Azimuth and get one of his nuclear reactors.
Okay, so a ship will need a nuclear reactor, correct? So will a base.
Well, it will need a power supply of some sort. Whether that is a nuclear reactor, whether that is solar panels, whether that is just a lot of batteries, there are a large number of options on how you do this.
Why did you choose nuclear?
Because it's the quickest and lightest. The problem is it requires uranium, and we only have limited uranium on planet.
Yeah.
Which is effectively going to force us into space eventually.
Yep.
And for anyone wondering, that's where all of our NPC mods are now, in space. So let's get a little bit of uraniums into the reactor, and that will power this thing up. I don't think you've actually flown a ship in Space Engineers yet, have you?
No. No. I have not.
Excellent.
I'm
Nothing
not sure
like...
I'm not sure if
nothing-
you want me to try.
Energy low.
That's fine. Right. So, we're going to need thrust in all directions.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that makes you need the thrust to go up, to go down, to go right, to go left.
Yep. Because this is for a gravity environment, we don't need very much in the upward direction. Or sorry, the downward direction. But we will need a little bit. Because
Well,
the last thing you want is to
if we
tip
take
this
it-
thing over.
If we take this out into space, we're going to need some.
This won't be able to leave atmosphere.
Okay.
Atmospheric thrusters have
What
a ceiling
in
at
the
which
world?
point they stop.
How did that just...
You're right.
No, I just ended up in my... Okay. That's silly.
Are you having problems over there?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Dare I ask?
I was getting caught in my own, own vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And my energy was low, so I just jumped in and took care of it.
That's fair enough. I'm going to have to go and do that in a second myself.
That is definitely a different situation than Empyrean has. You have to use a lot, but I know why. It's a snow biome.
Yes. When surviving in the Arctic, energy is a thing.
So you're making a 1 kilometer vessel 5-deck ship. Wow.
Enjoy the lag.
1 kilometer.
Yeah. Remembering that these blocks are 2.5 meter cubes.
Is it ever going to move, or is it going to be
It's
stationary?
gonna need some significant modded thrusters if it's moving.
Well, that's what Dovahkiin is saying to me, and I'm like,
Yeah, I've
my-
got your chat up as well.
Energy critical.
I'm like, wow. I remember in SL when I saw a 1 kilometer ship like that, and it was huge. It was beautiful. It took up the entire area, and it was laggy as hell.
Mm.
So
I mean, to put it in context of Space Engineers, console Space Engineers that is, on PC the builds go huge. Someone has done a 1-to-1 scale of an Imperial Super Star Destroyer from Star Wars.
wow.
Yeah, that thing's a
Wow.
monster. It will not physically load on an Xbox World. It's too big. But my largest build, which was starting to cause lag on our old server, was just over 300 meters long. And that was a battle cruiser.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Right. In theory, this horrible block of a ship has absolutely everything you would need to be a functional mining ship.
Okay, so tell me what the parts are. I'm gonna go
So-
up there and see what you're talking about.
So, important bit, we have our drills in a quarry mining situation.
Mm-hmm.
We then have our primary lift thrust, and hopefully we've got enough.
Fuel
This is
low.
pure guesswork at this point.
I'm guessing no, but okay.
We'll find out.
Fuel critical.
We then have our cargo, we have our reactor tucked away right in the centre here, because that's the last thing you want to lose. So right back here behind the cockpit is the reactor.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also connected to the cockpit so that you can get oxygen flowing all the way through. Something that I would probably add to the top of this, in fact I'm about to.
Survival kit.
No, survival kit you only really need on a long-range exploration vehicle or a base.
Oh, okay.
If it's a mining ship that's just going out, getting resources, coming back again, you don't really need one.
What is this then?
That is an O2H2 generator.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So, if you need a little bit of oxygen, a little bit of hydrogen, you can just scoop up some ice, and this will convert it into oxygen and hydrogen. It will also refill bottles.
That's good.
Now, you've also got all of your multi-directional thrusters, and the last block that I've got hidden here, which is actually underneath the engine you're standing on, is we have gyroscopes.
Okay.
Now, 2 gyroscopes is going to be way more than we need with this thing empty. But the heavier the ship gets, we may need that second gyroscope.
Okay. Another... and the difference between what a gyroscope on Empyrean and this gyroscope here is basically the same thing as an RCS for us.
Yeah, the gyroscope lets you turn the ship.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
up, down, left, right movement.
Mm-hmm. Makes
Well,
sense.
that's a good sign. It hovers,
Oh, I'm
I've
on
just-
it though.
because I've just cut it free.
Okay, so we have the piece that it needs to... Oh, jeez. No! Okay.
Careful, Karsa. So, I've cut it free, and we do have a connector on the back.
The connector's
can
pretty
connect up.
high, so I'd have to put, like, on my base, I'd have to put a spot.
That, or you put a spot low down and you use the drills to dig a landing pit.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that. I would just build a high gantry, but you're going to have that problem whatever happens. You're going to need to build a parking spot for this thing.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much.
Right, I will take a very quick copy of this.
Now, is this going to need feet? So it can land.
Not if you are always planning on attaching it by connector. So as long as you are happy to just plug it in with a connector and never worry about landing it on the floor, you don't need feet. What you can also do if you've got flat enough ground is actually balance it on those drills.
Oh, I didn't know that was possible. I thought that would break
Yes. No, if you're gentle with the landing, that's perfectly fine.
it. Who said I was gentle? Oh, okay, I see. As long as you don't turn them on.
Fuel
Yes, if you turn them on, that's going down very quickly. So what I've done there is I've landed it and I've turned off its inertial dampeners. So the thrusters are not holding that ship up at all. That is purely balancing on the drills.
Okay.
So that is an option should you want to do it.
I kind of feel like it does need the feet, though.
That's fine. It's, as I said, this is your ship, so we will build it to
I kind of think
your
it
design.
needs feet.
That's fine.
So,
This is just, as I said, this is just a test bed of giving you some idea of the bare minimum ship. Because there's no artistic to this. This is just big functional block
yeah.
in the smallest space possible. Jump in the cockpit and give it a fly. I'm going to turn the dampers back on.
fuel critical.
There we go.
Well, I don't want to get into the dampers.
So,
Alright, so... Okay, I'll jump in the cockpit. Probably need
Now,
to wait
I
to get
have not-
into- There we go.
you can just go through the window.
Okay.
That looks like that's got a decent amount of thrust.
Yep.
So that is the ship at the lightest we can build it. With just the gyros are going to be massively too powerful. We'll need to turn one of those off when you're flying it empty at this point.
Yeah. How do we turn it off?
You set a hotkey to turn the gyro on and off
Okay.
on your toolbar.
Makes sense. Alright, so trying to get downward. This is why I think we should have landing. Because I could just...
You would be
I could
surprised how
see-
fragile landing gear is in this game.
Is it really more fragile?
It's very fragile.
Alright, well, how do you land it? Because it's not landing. Do you go down with the arrow keys?
Same keys that you use for your jetpack, going up and down. At least it should be. You want to literally just go straight up and down like an elevator.
Okay, well... C. C will do it. Okay, so what this needs, I still think it needs feet.
That's fine. As I said, this is your ship we're building.
It needs
The
feet.
problem you've got is deciding where to put the feet.
Well, I'm thinking we need to make... Let me land. Okay,
As I said, we don't have to make it a brick like this, but this is a basic quarry miner design.
yeah, you're just going down and up. You're not going
Yep.
in.
Yeah. You are essentially flying the drill head.
Okay, so here's my thought. One,
Yep.
it needs a place for a second person to sit. Two, it needs a way for you to get up there without having to use your jetpack, just in case your jetpack decides to stop. And three, it needs to be able to hit with the landing feet so that you know that you hit the ground. I did not hit the ground.
Fair enough.
That's what I think.
Right.
So,
Problem 1 solved. We now have a ladder.
yes. So now we can get up there a lot better. Alright.
The problem you're going to have with landing gear is putting it somewhere where it's not going to get destroyed by the ground as you're drilling.
Yeah, that's the problem. You'd almost have to put more blocks on it, wouldn't you? Just... maybe we don't need them. If we use the drill sets as the feet, is what you're saying.
We can, but...
Fuel critical.
Yes, I know my fuel's critical. Be quiet, game. Because the problem you've got is the landing foot has to be the lowest point on the ship. So that is the
Right.
only way you could do landing gear.
Is right there in the center of it. Oh.
Is somewhere like that, in amongst the drills.
That doesn't look good.
No, this is not going to be a pretty ship.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look safe.
Oh, it's definitely not that.
I guess I'm making a mistake.
No, it is perfectly fine to have landing gear. The other thing you could do...
But it also seems that landing gear will disappear when you're going down in with your drills.
Well, the other thing you could do is... where would we put this? I tell you what, we'll put it on the front. What you could do is you could stick a landing gear to the front of it and literally just fly it into the side of your base and stick it to the wall.
Okay.
So instead of locking it to the floor, you just lock it to the side of a cliff or the side of your base or anything like that if you're not having it attached by connector.
That makes sense for me. If it is possible to do it that way where you can just connect it without the connector itself and you could just lock it.
That's exactly what this little pad on the front is.
It will lock it. And
That will attach to any block or voxel. That magnetic plate.
does it allow you to fuel it up, or do you have to make something
No,
else?
connectors are your way of fueling it up,
So
which is what you've got on the back.
here's a thought. I kind of like the idea of having the connector in the front
Okay, that's not a problem at all.
because I tend to fly better frontward, so
Fair enough.
it would make sense, right?
Yep. So you can have your connector there on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question would be, do you want your magnetic plate there or do you want your magnetic plate at the back just in case you need to
Magnetic
Park it.
plate on the back.
okie doke?
That would be a good idea. There we go. Alright.
And I'm actually going to leave the connector on the back just in case you ever need to use it.
Yeah. But, okay, so we have a place for me. We have a way up. We need a place for a second person. If we need a person to go in.
One passenger seat.
And I think it's just, I can't think of any other things we would need.
Right, I'm going to make one addition. Well, technically I'm making 6 additions, but they're the same thing.
What's the
The
addition?
ability to see.
Yes! Cameras!
No lights!
Lights too!
So we've got some situational lights now. The only camera you'd really need is if you're docking. The third person camera covers pretty much everything else. You really won't be able to see anything if we have a camera pointing straight down, because when you're mining all you'll see is drilled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but cameras are cheap, we can add those if we need to later.
Okay.
Wow, this is an ugly duckling of a ship.
Do you want to make it not so ugly?
I don't mind. I'd never have a problem with ships that are function over form, but I know some people prefer to have very pretty looking ships. So
What is the group in Star Trek that makes things go? What was the name of that group?
makes things go.
We need to make things go. It was in First Generation, and they kept saying it to Geordi and to Ranker. We need to make things go. And they took Geordi as prisoner. Do you remember?
Critical.
That's what this reminds me of.
I'm trying to remember.
Because that's what's the name I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it whatever that name is.
Fair enough. Well, if we find it out, we can name it that.
Yes.
Right. At the minute, I'm just going to call it the Ugly Duckling.
That's fine too.
So, is this what you want to build, or do you want to, now you've seen what one can look like, did you want to have a go at building your own?
I do want to make, I'll make this one, and then we'll make another one that's more fancy.
That's
in the
fine, because
future.
we'll... Yeah, I mean, this is going to take a lot of resources.
Yeah,
because this is large grid.
this is large grid.
So, I mean, to give you some
Is
idea,
it possible to make this small grid?
we can definitely make a small grid one. I would almost suggest that we aim for the big one, but we build a little one to get the resources.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
So we need to take a blueprint of this.
Yep, if you grab a blueprint of that, you
Right.
might want to get in the cockpit and name it first. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it will just be large grid something.
No, I have to find out what the name of that is, because
Okay.
it's reminding me definitely of that particular group. Because, you know, me and my Star Trek stuff.
Hey, I have no problem with this.
Yeah, that's even the name of the episode. It's the name of the episode. Okay, that's cool. Samaritan Snare. That's the name of it. The Samaritan Snare.
Interesting.
What did they call them? Pecklets? What are pecklets?
Oh, Packled.
Pecklets. Pecklets. And they called their ship the Samaritan Snare. Or no, it wasn't Samaritan. That was the name of the episode. And you could find it through the Make Things Go. Yeah. It's called the Samaritan Snare is what the episode was called. The way you could find it is through the video that Makes Things Go. Those of you who don't already know, I am a fanatic when it comes to Star Trek. And why did Curse Forge open? Now I can't see anything.
So it's going well.
Yes, it's going well. Alright, so I'm gonna unpin that. That drives me nuts. Okay, right, back to what we were doing.
Yes.
We're going to go up there. Try to go up there at least. Yes, X. At least I'm not hitting too hard these days. Okay. Park. Unable to park. Lovely. Alright, so we need to call this something. We need to go into finding the name of it.
So info panel.
Now it decides to be closed by... Okay, there we go. Note to self, you play too many games. Info panel. Alright.
No such thing.
Yes, we gotta give it a grid name, right?
Yep.
No. Okay.
Yep, grid name is needed.
Fuel critical.
Massive range, all this kind of stuff, we don't need that. It's info panel.
And then on the so the center panel, it just says ship info or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the bottom right, you should have the option to name the name grid.
At the bottom, I have Convert to station, convert to ship, grid name.
There you go.
Okay. Nope. Do I have to go down?
Oh, I bet I know why. I bet Space Engineers. So I bet it's currently owned by me. Now it's owned by you.
Now I can call it something. Alright. Yay! Okay.
Yeah, that's Space Engineers anti-griefing system.
We're calling it the Samaritan Snare. We're going to put KKWX Samaritan Snare on it. You'll know it's because of the KKWX. Okay. Now that it has a name, now we take blueprint.
Yep.
And we take that from hell.
You need to be outside of the ship.
Now we gotta go out.
Energy
And we
low.
had the... Yes, I know my energy's low, be quiet. Sorry, I'm getting yelled at by the lady in my suit.
Always. Okay, so outside the ship.
Yep. So you want to look at it, preferably as close to head on as you can. And
Do I
then
have to
you've
be
got your
off the
blueprint.
ship?
Yeah, floating in front of it with your jetpack is fine.
Okay, well, I'm actually not floating on it. I'm standing on it.
Yeah, that'll work
Okay.
as well.
What?
Hi, Karsa.
Okay. I should not be underneath it. That's an accident waiting to happen. Okay.
I mean,
Over
probably,
here.
but...
Yeah, alright. So looking at it.
And then, I'm trying to remember what the hotkey is for blueprint on PC.
I probably could find it.
I mean, if it was sensible, it would be something like Control B. But as this is Space Engineers, I don't think it's allowed to do sensible.
No. You're talking about space engineers here. No, that's to build planner's middle mouse. Is that what I need? Build planner?
No, not build planner.
Fuel critical.
Open blueprint screen is F10. Is that what I need?
No, you need to actually create a blueprint.
Okay.
There we go.
Control V is for creating blueprints.
Hey, that was a pretty good guess.
Because we wrote it down last time.
Hey. Hey, I'm just
All
impressed
right.
I remembered something that happened a week ago at this point.
Alright, so publish, right?
No, not publish, you just need to take the blueprint.
Okay. So copy to clipboard.
No, that's it. Once you've taken it, you've taken it. Yeah, there are no extra button presses.
Oh, so that's all I needed to do was
That is
control.
it.
Okay, it's done.
Excellent.
Get down. Alright. Now we get to learn, boys and girls, how to make a printer.
Oh yes, that is definitely coming up. You may want to come and have a look at what I've been rapidly throwing together over here.
Yeah, actually, that looks pretty cool.
This is another good example of how to throw a build together very, very quickly. And then change your mind halfway through.
It's It has thrust. It
Ah.
has.
That's what was holding those on. Roger that. Okay, those stay. Need the attachment points, apparently.
How many drills do we need on this?
Some.
Some.
Can I get back to you in about 30 seconds when I start placing them?
Energy low.
Absolutely.
Now, get rid of that. That was just to start the build. I am now designing this with things that I have learned about Karsa's design choices on ships in mind.
And what have you learned from me?
Things like you prefer your ships to dock front in, that sort of thing.
Yeah, actually I do. I do better with seeing what I'm docking into.
That is perfectly understandable. Right, those thrusters are going to have to move. That's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah, because at the minute they're holding the ship up. Right.
Maybe you
Well,
need to put some on the back.
That's fine. There are solutions. There are always solutions.
Oh, it's definitely going down. I just noticed it's heading downward.
That's because I keep adding mass to the grid. That's me making it go down. Because I'm adding mass to the grid. That should be enough drills.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured would be a good amount. Because it seems like you guys need 3 or 4 ways to drive, and it kind of makes sense that you need 3 or 4 to go anywhere. 2 doesn't work.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the cockpit's there.
We have
That piece is there.
gyros.
Gyro, do we have antenna? Do we have ore?
We have antennas and ore detectors. They're hidden under the cockpit.
We have thrusters.
We do indeed.
Always, I think. Up to.
On the basis that it's not trying to run away from us, I'm pretty sure we have them in all directions.
Just making sure.
Yep. I have just noticed though we can't have one of the thrusters where I've put it because it will cook itself.
I was wondering about that.
As I said, building in a hurry doesn't always result in good building.
Fuel critical.
Okay. And now it's officially gone down, which means that it needs more thruster.
Nope.
No? It's good?
No, that was a grid update.
Oh. Okay. Can you go down?
Fuel
Right. That's the
critical.
thrust direction I forgot. Down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And you don't need much, so we'll just stick one there. Yeah, hello grid update.
Ouch! Glad I was not underneath that.
Right, that's going to keep happening. So let's copy that grid. Let's get rid of the one that's bugged. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. We will need some. Yeah, I forgot. Can't use those. Need to use those. Some lights on it. Go. So you've got your magnet on the back. You've got your connector on the front.
Excellent. Excellent.
Right.
Is that a four magnets? 5
Yeah,
magnets?
that's just a big line of about 5 of them.
Okay. And this probably, what, is 3 blocks up or 2 blocks up? The connector.
It's going to be somewhere around 2 large blocks, hopefully.
That's what I was thinking it was.
Just give you a little bit more lift thrust. There we go. And just to make that symmetrical on the back. There we go. Right. Little miner.
Mini miner.
Still capable of carrying 216,000 litres of cargo.
That's quite a bit.
Yep.
Compared
That's
to
one,
what I had over there.
Yeah, that's one azimuth medium cargo container.
Nice.
Right, so have a quick fly, make sure you're happy with how that one flies. And that's another one to blueprint, and we'll print that one first.
Okay. It's okay.
Bye!
It's not going forward. It's supposed to go forward. Ah! Get me back in there.
Alright.
F. I'm not sure if it's... Okay, now it is. Let's get straight. There we go. It turns pretty good.
Glad to hear it.
But trying to see if it yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard to move forward.
Okay, so it needs a little bit more forward thrust.
Yeah. Up is fine.
Okay.
Down is even fine. Forward is off.
Righto, we will add a little bit of forward thrust then.
Bringing it down. And maxing out. It would be nice if I could just actually... Yeah, figures. Okay. Yeah, that's what it needs. It needs to be able to go forward.
So a little bit more go is required.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fortunately, I left room for
crazy.
I left room for a bit more.
Yeah. You don't need to go crazy, but it does need a little bit.
I've doubled it.
Alright, that probably will be enough.
What I will do is just slightly increase your braking thrust.
You also might want to put a ladder somewhere.
That I can do. One ladder.
Okay. Going up. Going forward. Much better. Going back. Right. And left. Okay. So it's not that I'm making a beauty contest.
No.
It's just going to get us to what we need to get so we can make the bigger one.
Pretty much.
However, it works.
And that's the important bit.
So
that needs a name.
Mini Samaritan snare.
Hey, it's your ship. Actually, it probably isn't your ship at the minute.
Mini snare. No, it's probably not. But
Now your ship.
I will call it a name real quick. Mini snare. Mini rig. And then we'll just put the KKKW. And that's done. Go out. Take a copy.
Right, while you do that, I'm going to quickly fly back to my base and get a mining ship so that we can actually gather some resources.
Fuel low.
And that's done too. Alright,
Fuel
see.
critical.
Excellent. Right, now you've got blueprints of both of them. On the little arm that we built the rover off of, coming out the back of your base, so where you've got small blocks coming out of the rotor,
Mm-hmm.
on the end of that you need to build a projector.
A projector. Okay, so
Now, when you place a projector, you'll need one steel plate to place it. You also need to take yourself out of creative mode now.
Alright, so how do I do that?
Admin menu, which I believe was F12 or Shift F12, I can't remember which.
Alt 10.
Yeah, close. It's a function key. Right. Yes, we are
Okay.
going to be back to doing this legitimately now. We've done our
Alright,
design.
we've done our design. It looks basically like, well, it goes.
Yep, that's the important bit. It goes.
So you're saying I need to put it here, on the back of where I had my rope.
Yes, yeah, where that rotor is. You need to build a projector on top of that little stick.
Oh, on the over here. Good. Over here by the stick.
Yeah, I'm flying back to my base at the minute, so I'm kind of watching your stream to see where you are. It's like, there's a tiny lag.
There's a slight lag. Okay, I did
So-
feel a little bit of lag just moving that. Alright, we're gonna move this forward. It would be nice if I turn off the parking light. Stop. There we go.
Right, you know what? Let's not muck about. We tried mucking about last time and it just didn't work. So let's not
How
mess
are we
about
mu-
bringing a
how are we
little
mu-
mining ship over.
No.
Let's bring the proper one
Yeah.
that's still got a burning spotlight, because that's when I took the blueprint last, apparently.
Alright, so let's see what you got going on.
I'm just on my way back. So yeah, you need to build that projector. Now, when you place a projector, it does have a top and a front.
Alright, so this is the
So-
part we're going to be working on next.
So when you get a projector out, make sure you've got a steel plate in your inventory so you can actually place it.
For those of you who are still watching, and I hope you are, I have another announcement to make.
Oh, go for it.
I have 4 emotes available to us.
Woohoo!
Because somehow I got 4 emotes. I don't know.
Okay. Normally you find out about these things.
Yeah, I was like, did I just not find? I don't know.
Fair enough. And I apologise to my stream. You need to find me another 8 followers before we can have emotes.
And then he can start having emotes too.
Yes. Then you give me the
Yes.
headache of actually designing them.
Yes. Yours definitely should be sci-fi, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it probably will be.
I actually want these 4 emotes not to be just of me. I would like them of other things that we would have in
Yep.
to use. Maybe a crying emote of me, but other than that.
I'm pretty sure one of mine will be something blowing up. Seems appropriate for the amount of space engineers I play.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind blown.
Anyway, I only brought a small vehicle back over.
He said he brought a small vehicle back over.
Can you see it yet?
I don't believe you. I running.
I mean, if the ominous shadow as it lands doesn't give it away.
Oh,
I brought the mining vehicle over.
yes, you did.
Only a little one.
It's not little.
No, it really isn't. Right, because yeah, we are going to need a lot of resources very quickly.
Yeah. For both things, really.
Yeah, so we'll use this to get start. Well, we'll have this nearby in case we need it.
Are we gonna start with the others, or?
Yeah, we're going to start. Let's see how far we can get building the little one with the resources you've already collected.
Okay, let's do that. All right.
That was just, we might need it later. Let's save a bit of time. Okay, we don't need that anymore.
Okay, but I do need to know how to make this projector.
Yes,
That's
and
the
I
problem.
need to get myself out of creative mode.
Yes.
That's the right. I am now not in creative mode. Okie dokie then. Right, so projectors. Do you have a steel plate in your inventory?
I just picked one up.
Excellent. Right. So if we come over here, because we are trying to build the small grid vehicle first, we need
Yes.
to place a small grid projector. Because a
Okay.
projector will only project a blueprint of the same block size that it is.
Okay.
So what we need to do is stick the projector on the end of this arm here, on top of that last block.
Okay, so I need to find the projector.
Yes. Now, when you place it, it does matter which way up you place it.
Alright, so this is the projector. It needs computers, motors,
Yep.
tubes.
But for
instruction-
now,
Okay.
just worry about placing it for now. So, there
Just
are...
making sure I got the right one.
That's the one. Now, the two facings that you need to worry about on a projector are the top and the front.
Okay.
Now, if you rotate the little ghost of the projector around in front of you, you'll see that one side has a plus symbol on it, and one side has a line through it. The rest of them are all identical facing.
Let's look at this.
So for the benefit of my stream, let me grab a projector.
Alright, so
So-
there's the one with the big plus, and I'm looking, that's the thing at the top.
So for
No,
my stream, there's
it's
the
not.
plus, and there's the line.
Let me look at yours again. What do you mean by line? Because I don't see no line. I
It's
see.
it's got two dashes. So the plus has got 4 markers on it,
Okay,
and the line has got 2 markers on it.
got it. Okay, so
So-
there's a
so-
line.
Yep, they should be absolutely next to each other.
They are.
So
They
the
are.
plus goes on top, the line goes to the front. So
Okay, plus.
and you want it facing away from your base, so that we can actually
And
build
then-
this.
Okay, plus goes up front. Okay, you want this away from.
Yeah, so the front needs to be pointing away from your base.
The plus is away from the base.
Plus is up, line is front.
Alright, let's do this. 'Cause I cannot see it. Alright.
Excellent.
Alright, that's how the plus and the line is. Right there. But the line is going up and down. Do you need it any other way?
No, straight up and down is fine. Because I'm not going to be able to see how it's placed until we've welded it up. So, just need to go and fill up my hydrogen. Don't forget, we are now back in survival, so running out of hydrogen and power is a problem again.
Alright, can we get this out of my hand? There you go. Get some energy. Okay. Now,
That's-
I do remember how, I think I do remember how to do the other part.
Okay.
I think I do. I think I
Okay.
remember.
Go for it.
So, basically, we're going to go and look at this. And we're going to go no, not I. Is it shift? Nope. Which one is it? Which is it? Okay, maybe I don't know.
Which key are you trying to do, Karsa?
I'm trying to get the information of what I need to get for it. The inventory.
So that's look at it with a welder and right-click it, I believe.
That's what I was doing. Maybe it's too high up.
Possibly.
That's what it was. It wasn't me. It was the fact I was too high up.
That's okay then. At least there was an actual logical reason for a change with Space Engineers.
Alright, so I build planner components to be.
So you want to put them into
So it's
production
like-
first.
Okay, then I need to go to protection and I need to make.
Well, if you've used the build planner, it should have already queued up some parts. You do have quite a lot of parts already built, though, so we might be okay for this build for the little one.
I think we'll be alright.
Just looking at this, you're definitely going to need some more motors, I think. But we will see how we go. You got about, what are we looking at? 28k of iron.
And
So-
it's large steel tubes.
Yeah, you don't seem to have any of those.
Yep.
Oh no, you've got 8 of them. For some reason you have 8 of them in your cryo chamber.
What?
Yep, apparently you put 8 of them in your cryo chamber.
How did I do that? How did I?
I can
Oh
only
my gosh.
imagine it was in your inventory when you jumped in cryo at some point and you just emptied your inventory into the cryopod. It's the only thing I can think of. Because that's a little bit random. Yeah, there's also 894 small steel tubes in there as well.
There. I didn't actually put them in there, but
Right,
if you say so.
I think on the basis of that, it might be time to do something that I've been sort of putting off.
What?
And that's introduce you to a script.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's time to introduce you to a wonderful thing called Izzy's Easy Inventory System.
Alright.
So, let's pop inside, because I know you've got a programmable block.
I do.
I see we've already got to the leaving the doors open stage of Space Engineers.
I'd be. Probably. Oh my.
It's fine, we're on a world that has oxygen, it's not really a problem.
Well, let's do that too. Let's program the doors, I guess.
You'd need a second programmable block for that, we'll worry about that later.
Alright, so here's our programmable block, the timer block.
No, your programmable block is upstairs. The actual programmable block.
Oh, that one.
Yes. Timer blocks are great for automatic actions. We can deal with that in a minute. But, yeah, we want the actual programmable block, which, for those of you with a computer nature, lets you use genuine C# coding to make things happen in Space Engineers.
Alright, so, okay.
So, if we open up the control panel of your programmable block,
Gotcha.
you'll notice there's a whole bunch of stuff down the middle.
I do.
What we want to go to is Edit. So that opens the code editor.
This right here.
Yep. Now, it'll complain because we're both in there, but I'm just showing my stream quickly. When you're in there, there'll be a button that says Browse Scripts.
Edit. Browse script.
Yep.
Okay.
And you should have a little menu pop up that looks a little bit like your Blueprints menu.
It does.
Now, what we're going to need to do is you're going to need to subscribe to a script on the workshop.
Uh-oh.
Or, if you want, as I'm already subscribed to the script, I can just load it in for you.
Okay.
Your choice.
What's the name of the script?
It's called Isys, I-S-Y, is how they spell Isys, because they're German.
ISY.
If you just type Isys in, you'll get a whole bunch of useful scripts pop up. The one we're after is Inventory Manager.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do this here, I guess. Workshop. Right here.
I'm now watching your stream.
Easy. Okay. Renaming the script. Light changer, solar alignment, randomizer,
There should be an
suspension,
Inventory
dock.
Manager.
Okay. Let's look up Izzy Inventory Manager.
Right then, stream. Just for my stream's benefit, I'm going to quickly chuck a second programmable block down so they can see what Karsa's doing on my screen. So if we go to Edit in here, Browse Scripts.
There it is. So I'm adding this to my workshop. This is something you do a lot with Steam, is there's a lot of workshop.
Yes.
There's a lot of games that have workshop
Yeah.
mods.
And Space Engineers uses that workshop a lot.
But does it mean I need to restart my...
No, you shouldn't need to. All you should need to do is hit refresh on that menu. So if you go back to the edit on the block, once you've subscribed.
Alright, hit this button, reload prints. Oh, wait, here it is. So, in-game programming. Right there.
So hopefully it's now changed the stuff in the programmable block.
It's got in-game programming. Alright, so copy to editor, or no?
Right, I'm trying to see it on your screen, and it's not showing up on your stream at the minute.
Reload blueprints.
Yep, refresh your blueprints list. And hopefully you should see Izzy's on there.
I see Izzy's inventory manager.
Right, so double click on that.
Done?
And that hopefully has now put you back into the programmable block screen.
It did.
Cool, right, what you want to do is check, there should be a check code button. Or
Check
option at
code.
the bottom. And as long as that says OK, you can then OK it and it should start running.
Alright, it said okay.
Cool, so you can come out, you can hit OK to run the code and come out of there. Hey, it's running! So, If you now look at your programmable block,
Yeah.
in the control panel, you'll see on the right hand side it says Izzy's Inventory Manager,
Yes.
and it's now running through a whole bunch of actions. You can scroll down that little window to see what it's doing.
Excellent.
And what it's doing is it's organising all of your materials into sensible containers for you.
In where they normally belong.
So it'll put all of your ores in one container, it'll put all of your ingots in another container, all of your tools and ammo and bottles in another one, things like that. And it'll give you little
Okay.
warnings, so at the minute it's saying you don't have enough containers to put everything sensibly. So at some point we need to build some more cargo containers.
Well, that happens.
But the important bit is, at the moment, it's now tidied up all of your raw materials into one place, all of your parts into one place.
Making it
So you-
easier for me to find what I need to find.
And it also means you can see exactly what you've got available to you.
Yes.
And it even is nice enough to label it components and ores and ingots.
But it also says there's not enough.
We
for
can worry about that
bottles
later.
And stuff.
Yeah, because at the moment you've only got 2 cargo containers on this entire base.
Yeah.
So we
Well, we
will
just-
improve that later.
We stole it. So
We did
it
indeed
makes
steal it,
sense.
so... Considering you stole it, you're doing alright. Okay, now we can get back to building.
Yay. Alright. You know what? Someday I'm gonna put a back way in over here.
I mean, you do sort of have a back way. You've just used it.
Yeah, but where's the door? Is that the door?
There's the door.
That's the door.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so back to what we were doing.
Yes, so we now have a projector.
Yes, and it works, because it's green.
Yep, and it is the correct way round.
Nice.
Now,
Okay.
what I'm... Oh, let me make sure I'm not... Yeah, I thought so. It's right, I tried to drop another programmable block in just to show my stream. So I'd put myself temporarily back in creative mode. Right, what we need to do is we need to put something called a control panel down.
Okay.
Need... Oh, come on, Space Engineers, cooperate with me. Just for once. I don't ask much.
Okay, well there is a sci-fi control panel, control seats, control stations.
Yeah,
control panel.
literally, all we need is something called a control panel. I've just grabbed it. It's a really small block. It's just going to make this a
Okay.
little bit easier.
Where
had
do
all
you
the
put
parts for it.
this?
So
Nice.
this just gives us computer access when we need it.
Okay.
And the other thing that we're going to find really useful is if we have an on-off button. So we'll quickly grab one of those as well. Whee! Because we may, at several points during building on this, want to be able to turn your projector off to make sure we aren't missing blocks.
On off button.
Yep. So I've put both of those down,
Okay.
and I've set the button up so that if you punch that, it turns off the projector.
Okay. So this is to toggle it on and off.
Yep. And the little...
And this
Yep.
is to
so we can get into the
control it.
terminal. Right, so if you go into the terminal and find your projector,
Okay.
you will notice it has a button that says blueprints.
Yes.
So click on that and hopefully it will load your blueprint screen.
Did.
select...
Hit the mini.
Yep, select the mini.
Okay.
And,
Publish.
no, just double click. You just want to load the blueprint. And there it is. If you come out of the menu now, you'll see that blueprint.
Is that the mini?
That is the mini.
That is the mini. Okay.
Now, there is a slight problem here that it's part way into the base.
Yeah, I noticed. It was like, that's not good.
So, in your projector, there's a couple of things we want to do. First, you want to tick keep projection in the settings. Because that way, when you finish...
Hi, Magica. Welcome in.
Oh, hey, Magica.
Alright, so we're going back to the program, the
Yep.
control panel.
Yep.
Okay. And you want me to go to the projector itself?
Yep, back to the projector itself, because we're going to have to move the projection.
Welcome in, Magica. Okay, so now we need to move it.
You are most welcome, Magica. You've joined us just in time to learn how to position a projection.
So offsetting,
Well,
horizontal.
First thing you want to do is make sure you've ticked keep projection.
Keep projection. Got it?
Excellent, because that means that when we finish building it, it won't automatically delete the projection from the projector. Because that's an option. Right. So, what we're going to want to do, yeah, you want to use the forward, left, right offsets to move it. Fortunately, you can move it and I can tell you if it's in the right place. So, this is going to be a
Instead of
lot less
going back and
painful.
forth.
Yeah, it's a lot less painful doing this with two people than one. Okay, you
Alright.
don't want to play with that angle. You want to set that one to 0.
Okay, back to 0. Got it?
So,
Not forward, but forward. Forward it.
right, yep, that's it. A little more. So each of the numbers you move it is that many blocks.
That's 12.
And that is about perfect.
Okay.
So if you come out now, you'll see where it's hovering in space.
Yes, that is good.
Now, you'll notice none of those blocks are highlighted, so we can't actually weld any of these up yet.
Right.
What we need to do is we need to give it an attachment point.
Okay.
So if we grab some, well, I'll grab a quick bit of steel plate,
Mm-hmm.
which we can now see that you had a grand total of 640 of.
Uh-oh.
Energy
Suit is
low.
failing.
Yeah, I've just had the same. Hopper, come back.
Moving. I'm going over here. Quickly.
As everyone runs for the power supply. So while we're recharging, how are you doing, Magica?
How are you doing? I'm glad to see you in here. Just to let you know, Magica, I need ideas for 4 emotes. Now, I have 2 possibilities already set up. A lurk and a be right back sign, which is basically my ship going into the sky. But I still probably need a cry and then something else, and I don't know what that other thing is. Because people cry. Alright, we are back to normal.
Excellent.
And I keep doing that. Why do I keep going out? Okay. Goof. So I'm looking at probably we will be spending part of Sunday trying to figure that out.
Seems reasonable. Right. So what I've done is I've placed a couple of blocks here, and
Okay.
hopefully it's clear enough on your stream. But you can now see that the back 2 thrusters now have a little green box around them if you point at it with a welder, meaning you can weld those blocks up.
Yes. Do I want to build them up?
What
They're
the
just
attaching
armor
blocks?
blocks.
No, don't worry about welding those up. Those are temporary blocks just to allow us to
Okay.
build this.
Gotcha.
So now it's just a case of backwards and forwards with the build planner, welding up those blocks.
backwards and forwards with the build planner.
Yep. So pick a motor, just like you would a block that you'd placed. So you see these two thrusters we've got here.
Mm-hmm.
We can start building those. I've grabbed one. And you know
How do you
what?
grab it?
Just.
Oh, it shows up.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's peeking over the wall. Yep.
There we go. And all we've got to do now is make sure that we don't miss any blocks as we weld this up.
That's going to be difficult.
Yes, it is.
How do we know?
Well, the projector will tell you what blocks are remaining to be built.
I need to build thrusters. Okay, I need to probably stay over here and get the stuff.
Yes, having the stuff does help. What I will do
I may.
is I will go into
It
your...
says cannot withdraw the grids, the motors, and these. Okay, so it's rejecting. It's got to make construction components. We're out of ingots.
You've got construction components and grids.
Yeah, this is not right. Okay. I got some in my pocket, even. So what's the deal?
Is your inventory full?
That's probably the deal.
There we go. Right.
Alright, so...
What I will do is let's have a look at this projection and see exactly what we're going to need. So, we've managed to build 5 of the 117 blocks that makes up this vehicle.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
We will. This is normally where I would say, let's fly back to my base and just run it off the printer.
Is that what you want to do?
Let's see how far we can get manually, but in the interest of speed, we may just. The problem is we'd have to set the blueprint up again.
Well, it is already 3 o'clock, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we're into the last hour. If this looks like it's going to take forever, we may just quickly go and print it at my base.
We might just want to anyway.
Are we heading back to mine then?
Yes, we are. In your roper.
Right. Back to the hopper.
It's not a roper. What is this thing?
What thing?
This thing.
This is the hopper. This is my runabout.
Hopper. Okay, well, when I'm thinking hopper is not thinking the same thing. But
No.
that's cool.
It's a planet hopper.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
All seated?
Yes.
Excellent.
I love this. He's so cool.
There is a turret on the roof of this thing as well.
I love this. It looks so cool. I'm not sure why I like it, but I like it a lot.
Probably because it's vaguely Star Trek design inspired.
Yeah, except for the connector needs to be on the front.
Unfortunately, because it's a cargo carrier, that doesn't really work.
True.
When we get back to base, I'll show you the cargo pod it normally carries.
Oh, so it's to carry a pod.
Yes. Yeah, at the minute it's carrying a giant ore detector. It's quite nippy for a fairly heavy ship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd hope so with those 6 massive thrusters on the back of it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you have six massive. You have what? 3 more? 4? 5 more? I think 5 more. 5 more mediums.
oh no, on the back of that at the top, those are literally 6 blocks.
Oh, okay.
Each block has got multiple exhausts on it.
Okay.
They are gigantic. I think they're about a quarter of the length of the ship.
Wow.
Yes, they are azimuth large thrusters, and they get the name for a reason. They also come
Now,
in
does
multicolours.
Does this go in space or no?
Oh yeah, this thing will happily go into space.
Will this happily jump?
Yes, this has got the longest jump range of any of my ships. That's why it's a planet hopper.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's just bring it
Cool.
into land. Welcome Karsa stream to my base.
Is this the same base or not?
This is the same base. It doesn't have quite as many support ships at the moment, but this is the same base. I'm not going to
Okay.
bother parking properly, we're just here temporarily. So,
Just long enough to make one.
yep. So, this is where we take advantage of the fact that this base is a little bit over-engineered. Welcome to the print room.
I'm not at the good room yet.
Nope.
Where's the good room?
If you go into the
On
big
the other
hangar out the
side?
front,
Okay. I'm in the back.
no comment.
See all his ways to park.
Oh, you were really out back, okay.
Yes.
Right, do
really?
I actually have a spare projector on this thing right now, or do we need to add another one?
Okay, so I don't want to get cooked. Where am I supposed to stand?
Yeah, we're going to need to add another projector, because I've already filled the 12 that are on this base.
Okay.
So let me add another one. So, this little gizmo up in the roof here is a print head, effectively. So every single one of those projectors has got a different blueprint already loaded into it.
A different one? So each one has to have a different projector?
Yes, well, if you want to build a printer like I have, where I can literally just go, oh, I need this vehicle printed off. I hit 2 buttons and start printing it.
So
It's
did
like,
you get a copy of that one?
nope, you're going to have to load the blueprint in again. Because I
Alright,
do
I
not
need to
have
go
that.
up there to do it?
No, you can do it through the cargo containers down here on the floor.
Okay.
So, what I will do is I will name that new projector. And we'll call it Projector Karsa. So if you just search for your name, hopefully you'll find it.
Do I need to re-enter the good blocks? Or did they move? Should be in K.
Should be. Under control panel.
Wait. Yeah.
You should see a Projector Karsa.
I.
Either that or just search for projector and you should see a lot of them.
Project. There we go.
Excellent. Right. I will go and tell you if you need to move the projection, but if you do the same that you did last time, so load it in.
Okay, so blueprints.
Yep.
And then I need to find this.
Yep. And while Karsa's doing that stream, we will eventually get
My
Karsa
mini
to build
rig.
one of these.
And I hit the mini rig.
Yep.
And there we go.
Okay, so mini rig needs to go forwards a little bit, like 3 or 4 blocks.
Okay. Okay, so
So you want keep projection.
I want to go back to the projection.
Yep.
Projector. Go back to mini rig, my Karsa.
Mhm.
Okay, and go to forward and probably
Ooh.
12.
No, not 12. You only want like forward 1 or 2, because the printer on this is connecting from the top, not the back. So 1 more back. That should do. Right, we now need to move it down.
And I gotta hit keep projection.
Yes. And we need to move it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably about 10.
So
That's it, perfect. Oh, that's
12?
it. That'll do. That will
That's
do.
12.
Yep, and that'll do nicely.
Okay,
So,
and I get out.
yep, so you can come out and we will now show you how this works.
Okay,
So you can see where it's floating in the middle of the room now.
yes.
What we have to do is connect it to this print head to give it a point that it can weld from. So you see we've got the sort of little castle crenellations on the bottom of it. Those are potential connection points.
Okay.
So all I do is drop a couple of blocks down from one of those. So we'll have one there, and I think we'll have one towards the back as well, just to give us that extra connection point. There we go. So that will give the welders something they can start building off of.
Okay.
I would make sure you stay on that strip of solid blocks at the back.
Okay, so I'm in the right spot.
You are
Got it.
very much in the right spot. I will step into the control seat.
And it's now going to move to make.
So the first thing we do is we push it down into the floor.
All the way?
All the way.
Okay, so gotta go.
There we go.
It's not all. Okay.
And what I have on my hotbar is controls for the pistons. So what we've got here is a long snake of pistons going up. I am very quickly going to make sure that we've got enough power cells and things like that. Yeah, we should be good for parts and things. Let's hit the print. The floor is now toasty. Or you will become toasty if you tread on the floor.
I will stay where I'm at.
And as if by magic, Karsa's little mining vehicle is slowly going to appear out of the floor.
Yes.
And all I do is I wait until the welders stop trying to weld, and then I'd let it go up 1 more block.
And that is handy, guys. That is really handy.
This is called the lazy way of building vehicles in Space Engineers.
However, the difference between this and Empyrean is significant. I will have to say Empyrean has a better blueprint style.
Yeah, I would imagine it
They
does.
really do.
I'm
Wait,
gonna...
is it cut?
No, what it is because of the way I've built part of that back section, I'm going to need to add a couple more attachment points for it to actually start welding some of this stuff up. So, this is the problem. I didn't build this with printing in mind. Because, you know, you don't have a printer.
I don't have a printer now.
Apparently I've run out of armour blocks. That's fine. Right. Yeah, that should be okay. That should fix the problems. Let's just turn the weld... Oh yeah, if you get panicky, the big red button here turns the welders on and off.
The big red button, huh?
Yeah, the big red button to your right turns them on and off.
Alright, let me look at it. Oh, that one.
Yeah. And as you can see, now I gave it those attachment points, all of the stuff on the back of the ship is now being welded up.
Now it looks like a real ship coming in view. Now, but this is not, I repeat, not a good-looking ship.
Nope.
This is a, I will get my oar and leave ship.
Yes, this is very, very, very function over everything else.
Because what we decided to do was we did use Azimuth to give it a little bit of a ship look instead of a blocky look,
Yes.
but it's still just the basic parts because we really don't have a whole lot of parts to use right now. We need to go out there and mine as much as we can. And we were trying to do this quick.
Yes. Hence we've come to use the welding pit.
Yes. Because we're already almost 45 minutes before we have to, but anyway.
Yep. We're getting there. We're almost finished.
Yes. Wow.
There's something very satisfying about watching a blueprint come out of a projection.
Yeah.
Right, now
There
we've
is something satisfying.
just got the welders to do now. There they go.
Now
So-
we have to make sure that we have all the pieces when it's finally done.
And we
What
have...
does it tell us?
It tells you in the projection. So if you go to the control... I will turn the welders off. If you go to a control panel and have a look at the projector, it says you have built 117 of 117 blocks.
Okay, I'm glad you turned it off because I can't move right here if I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Welders generate lag.
Okay, so projection, or no, control panel.
Control panel, search for your name or projector.
Oh, you just called it Karsa.
Yes.
Okay.
We now have uranium in the reactor.
And I searched my name. It says 117 of 117 is done.
Excellent.
Projection out of bounds.
Yeah, that's fine. So if you turn that projector off now, as we are finished.
Okay. Where do I turn it off?
Just at the top of that menu that you were in. There you go.
Got it.
So we could see that projector's now gone red instead of blue. And all we have to do is free this ship from the printhead.
Okay.
So all we do is just cut off essentially, if you're a model maker, we're cutting sprue off. If you've ever made plastic model kits, we're removing the sprue. There we go. It's now a flying ship.
Alright.
Guess what?
Do we put...
You get to fly it home.
I get to fly it home. Alright.
And while Karsa's flying that home, I'm going to fly something a bit smaller back over so that I can fly back easily with my giant mining rig. Let's take the Y-wing for a spin.
Now I gotta remember where I don't... Oh, shoot.
You forgot to take a GPS of where your base is, didn't you, Karsa?
I did. I will have to follow you.
Well, it should be nice and easy for you to follow the giant bright orange fighter.
Yes, I forgot.
Well, you see the direction I'm pointing?
Yes.
That's the direction you need to fly. And when we get close, we should start seeing the beacon from your base.
Yes. Because we're about, what, 10 miles out?
Yeah, we're
Or
about
10
we're
kilometers
just over 10 kilometers so that we don't load each other's bases. That would have been the lag spike you had earlier, was me flying back. There you go.
So I need to get here, Alright.
And for anyone wondering, yes, this is deliberately a Star Wars Y-Wing. And it is very heavily armed for a ship this size.
Very heavily armed.
It's also jump capable.
It looks nice.
Thank you.
I like it.
I don't do many builds that are trying to replicate something from sci-fi. Normally it's I'll take inspiration from something rather than just a direct rebuild, but I play a tabletop game called X-Wing Miniatures Game, and I was flying a lot of Y-Wings, so I decided to make one. Because they're fun.
I do like it. Yeah, it definitely looks like something I made in SL one time. Okay, I am almost here. Now I'll go down. All the way down.
And for those wondering, if the Y-Wing does have Gatling guns instead of lasers, because Space Engineers doesn't do lasers at the moment.
Okay, whoa, whoa!
Careful there, Karsa. Right, you need to go mining.
Yes, but I need
So-
to come down here first.
Okay.
Take us up.
I don't think it's going to be low enough to connect.
Nope, we're gonna have to make another spot
Yep.
bigger. That's okay. At least,
Right.
I,
Would you like me to build you a new landing spot for that whilst you go and start collecting some stone?
yeah, but I'm going to do something real quick first.
What's that?
GPS.
Very good idea. Such a good idea, I'll do the same.
Yes. Karsa's home. Yes. Alright. Now, where do I need to go for this?
What I would suggest you do is you want to go about 2 or 3 kilometres out from your base.
Oops.
In fact, 3 kilometres, just a little bit over 3 kilometres would be ideal for voxel regeneration and stuff like that. And yeah, you just want to go out into the snow and start digging. You will need to add your drills to your hotbar. Otherwise you won't
So I
be able
want
to
to go
use them.
this way about 3 meters or
3 kilometres. Yeah, something like that. You will need to add your drills to your hotbar.
Drills to my heart ball. Let's do that first.
Good idea. I will
Alright.
tidy up the projection at the base, because we don't need that now.
Now where do I do that?
So that's your G menu.
Gators. Alright.
And then you want to go to block tools. And you should
The
have...
welder, the grinder.
You want the
So
drill.
we have the drill. Emotes.
Oh yeah, there's emotes. There's all sorts of stuff in this.
Oh, did we ever put any lights on this thing?
Yes? Question mark?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It looks like we might have, but oh no, maybe. Alright, turning this way and going straight ahead. Ideally, we're gonna go 3 kilometers and not hit a bad base.
Oh, there's no bad guys out there anymore. You don't have to worry about that, at least.
That's good to know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to remove all of the bad guy mods. I say all of them. All of the planet-based bad guy mods.
Yeah.
When we get up into space, that's going to be a very different problem.
So when we go on to another planet, we won't see any either?
No.
We'll only be in space?
Yep, planets are safe on this server.
Okay.
Not because we want them to be, but because that's how the mods we've got function. We don't have much choice. Right.
Maybe they'll fix it someday and you'll be able to have more.
Yep, we should at some point be able to add at least one of them back in. The problem is at the moment the planet-based ones are the ones generating the most lag. So, yeah. Bit of a problem.
Wait a minute. How far am I out? Because it's definitely not following me properly. Or am I going the wrong direction? Maybe I should go.
Where do I see a Karsa? Good question. Where is the Karsa?
I have it on, so you can find me.
Yeah, the problem is I'm not in a vehicle at the minute, so my antenna range is really, really short. Because I'm building you a new parking spot.
I can go into map, right?
There is no map in Space Engineers.
What? How
There is
dare
no
they?
map in Space Engineers.
Okay, hold on.
But you should have a distance from the GPS you just made.
Gotta turn this off. Log out. I had to log out of Discord because it was popping up again.
Fair enough.
Alright. Okay, so through the GPS it says I keep going closer and closer. It doesn't say further.
Something doesn't sound quite right there.
Yeah.
What distance does it say you're at the moment?
It says I'm only 222 kilometers away.
That's a really long way.
Is it too far? Oh, wait, wow. Okay, so I need to get closer.
Yeah, that's a long way. How did you manage to go that far?
I don't know.
Something's not gone right there, because the planet is only 80 kilometres across.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Right, hang on a second. Let me send you the GPS I've got for your base. And let's see if the two GPSs are in the same place. So if you go to your GPS menu, you should now have a Karsa's base place GPS from me that you can turn on.
Okay.
And let's see where that is in relation to your other GPS.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna go to yours. I'm gonna delete this one.
So turn that one on and let's see where we are.
Okay.
Is it on?
I don't think it is.
Okay, back to your GPS menu it is then.
Turn it on by what?
That
Just say
should
move from current.
show on HUD on the right. Just below the colour bar. Right at the bottom.
Show on HUD. I'm hitting it.
So just tick the button. There's a little box to the left where it says show on HUD. There's a little tick box. There you go.
Okay, I'm way out here. Okay.
There you go. 13 kilometres. So you need to come back about 10k.
Well, at least we know it travels pretty good. Hey, it did. Oh my gosh! Lano, thank you for showing up and bringing your raid.
Oh, hey, Lono.
Welcome in, guys.
Welcome,
My
everybody.
name is Karsa. Karsa from Karsa KKWX. Karsa is my name. KKWX is my empire, just so y'all know. I am the Cookie Empress from Alpha Centauri. And yeah, I do have... Oh, thank you so much for bringing y'all in here. I appreciate it. And please make sure if you are on my stream that you follow Lano. He is awesome! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, the shenanigans are very apart, definitely. Because we made something that looks like it came from Star Trek, and it's in the episode Things That Must Go. And we're finally, well, I'm about 5 kilometers out. That's probably good enough, right?
Yeah, that should do. You might want to get a bit closer to the ground, though.
You think?
Also, watch out for low-flying Y-wings. Hi.
Hi. Oh, there you are. Okay, going down. So, shenanigans, yes, we have shenanigans. We have been talking about the differences between Empyrean and this plane. It'd be nice if I turn flat. Come on, turn flat. There you go.
And for those watching my stream, yes, I am trying to get a decent camera angle of whatever the heck is going on with Karsa's flying at the moment.
What, flying?
Whilst also trying not to get in the way of Karsa's flying.
Joyce's face and landing. Yes, and this doesn't even have any landing gear. I was like surprised about that.
It does, it's just it's on the back of it.
Yeah, true. Okay, we're down.
Yes, and I don't see any smoke or flames, so I'm assuming successfully.
Successful. Yes, successful. Now, what do we need to do to turn on the drills?
Well, hopefully you equipped drills to your hotbar.
I did.
Which means if you select that option, you should see the drill in the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Where do I see that? Top hand, yes, drill.
Yep. So now it will work exactly like your hand drill.
Okay.
Lurk away, Lono. And look at that, you are now collecting. Well, assuming you're using the collect trigger on your mouse.
Am I collecting?
You're the one that'll be able to tell.
How would I know?
Check your inventory and see if your cargo's filling up.
Inventory. Oh, this one. I just got 47 ice, 36.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's working.
Cool. And I can be really useful flying this Y-wing as a giant spotlight.
Oh, Lotto, thank you again for bringing in your people. I appreciate you. I know you have to go and pick up your wee ones. You have a good day, and we'll try to keep them a little bit entertained for a little while.
I think entertainment is about the only thing we can guarantee at this point.
If you haven't followed any of you, if you haven't followed Tenable or myself or Lana, we'd appreciate if you did, because we're all kind of just digging our heels into streaming, and it's a difficult thing. So
You're not wrong.
all right, let's continue on with this shenanigans. Whoa. Okay, I didn't want that.
Right.
How do I?
For people watching my stream, yes, I'm using the gun sight camera to see what Karsa's doing. No, I'm not going to pull the trigger. I'm not that mean.
Am I doing this right? Come on, go down.
What if you're worried about if you're doing it right or not? Drill for a little bit. See if you've picked up any material. If you have, you're doing it right. If you haven't, use the other mouse button.
This is 42K.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable amount. There we go, a much safer camera angle to use. I'm using the landing camera now. This doesn't have a pair of Gatling guns either side of it. It doesn't look like I'm about to shoot you.
Okay, guys. So, looking over here where it says how much I have 239,000 kilograms now.
That's pretty good going. Can you still fly upwards?
Let's see. Yes, we can do just fine.
Oop, careful.
Oops.
There's the edge of a hole there. It might be time to head back to base and unload a little bit. Something is definitely smoking on top of your ship, though.
Oh, no! No! Ah!
Oh dear, that doesn't look good.
What's going on? What's going on?
I think when you came out of that hole, you might have broken something.
Oh, no!
And my guess would be you broke you broke some sideways thrusters.
That's why I can't get back up. Okay.
Yes. This might be a problem.
It's going to be a huge problem.
No, it's not. It's not going to be a huge problem at all.
No.
No, we're just going to have a very unconventional way of fixing the problem. Can you do me a favour?
What?
Can you jump in the cockpit of your mining ship and turn its dampeners off?
Yes. I am going to turn off the dampers. Cockpit. Where's dampeners? That's not it.
Should be an inertial dampeners setting.
Thrusters, gyros.
There
we go.
Got it?
Yep.
Excellent, because that means your thrusters aren't going to fight me with what I'm just about to do. You might want to jump out and then get in the gunner's seat on my Y-wing.
Okay. Where's the gunner's seat up at the top?
If you look between the cockpit and the turret, you'll notice a couple of small little holes in the armour.
Did I mention I normally am the engineer and not the driver?
Yeah, well... Oh, can I mention that this is a bomber, not a recovery vehicle?
Oh, we are smoking. We are smoking.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore that fact. I'm also trying to ignore the fact that I'm having to fly this thing at a 45-degree angle. We are currently using the forward thrusters for lift.
Oh my.
Because if I don't, we drop quite spectacularly.
Wow. Okay.
But
Well,
I
we
will
tried,
get you home.
guys. We tried. We tried really hard.
Now, what's going to be even more funny is I'm going to have to get your ship upright with this thing somehow.
I think what we're gonna have to do is probably make a lever of some sort.
No, we can do something far more dangerous than that. I'm also slightly worried that my thrusters on the bottom might be slowly cooking your ship, which is why I'm rushing. Right, can you jump out and get ready to get in the cockpit of your ship?
Yeah. Am
More-
I jumping now?
Yeah, go now. Now.
Okay.
Because what you're going to have to do is get into your ship and turn the dampeners on.
Oh, jeez. Alright, hold on.
But I'm going to get us a little closer to the floor first.
Ah, you just killed me.
No! Right, so Karsa's going to respawn.
You just killed me.
Hello, Thylum. And yes, if it's a stupid idea but it works, it's not stupid. Absolutely agreed. So the fact that my plan at the moment is to roll the Y-wings sideways to try and put Karsa's ship the right way up. It's fine, Karsa, just respawn.
Okay. I did. I respawned.
That's where we find out if the Y-wing has enough gyro for this. And I think the answer is yes, somehow.
I should. Alright.
Oh, that's dodgy, but it works.
I missed it. I missed it.
Well, I will leave the Y-wing at the angle it's at so you can work out what I did. Good evening,
Wait,
Thylum.
am I going the right direction?
You should have a GPS that says body location.
There it is. Oh my gosh, stupid idea. It's not stupid, yeah. Oh, jeez.
But
Look, yeah.
your ship is the right way up.
It's right way up for a short time. Okay.
And now my ship is the right way up again. Did you get your backpack?
I'm looking for
It's
it.
on the ice to the other side of your ship.
Okay, there it is.
Allow me to provide you with a spotlight. Oh, now it looks like you're about to be abducted by aliens.
Yeah,
Or at least it does
me
from my
run
POV.
there. Okay. Whoa. Hi!
You should absolutely not be concerned that that is the bomb aiming spotlight.
Uh-oh.
Well, while you were off having interesting flying lessons, I built you a
Yes.
parking spot.
Okay, but we still need to fix it.
Well, yes. I was just landing.
What is actually busted on this?
That's what I
the
was just
question.
coming to have a look at. I didn't cook any of the batteries. Good, I was kind of worried about that. And it doesn't look like I cooked anything else. Yay! So I didn't do any extra damage. However, there's some stuff at the back here that appears to be a little bit broken.
A little bit.
You managed to break a thruster. That's it. You got incredibly lucky.
Yes, but that means that really we might want to consider putting more thrust on this.
Or we might want to consider being a little more careful flying out of holes in the ground.
Nah, that's not all we need to do.
So yeah, you need to weld that up to get the scrap metal out of it, and then go and get the extra parts you need out of your base.
Well,
But yeah, 190 k's worth of stone is a pretty good first haul, I would say.
all right. So we need atmospheric thrusters.
Also, I'll show you where I built your new parking spot.
Okay. Alright. Junction, it's... There we go.
Oh, so anyway, Thylum, how are you doing today?
Scrap metal goes here.
The good news is you can now just dump stuff in that connector and the inventory management script will tidy it up for you.
That's a good thing.
I'm glad you're doing good, Thylum. Glad you're doing good. You turned up pretty much perfectly timed for the chaos to ensue.
Yes, we have chaos.
Yes.
Mwahaha.
Very much the chaos crew at the moment. Speaking of which...
Am I full? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, it won't let me.
What are you trying to do now?
Absolutely nothing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I
How do
can
I
live with
find-
chaotic lawful, Thylum. I can live with that.
It says I need construction components.
You do indeed. A whole 18
metal
of them and one metal
grids.
grid. But that is the only thruster you damaged.
Okay. But it was enough to cause trouble, so
Yeah,
you might want to consider that.
Yeah, this is very much doesn't have much sideways thrust at the minute. So
Yeah.
that is definitely something to keep in mind when flying it. Oh, you've got another broken thruster here. I will grab the parts for that for you. So whilst you have plenty of upward thrust, your other directions are slightly lacking.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
So let's grab a couple more thrusters.
Why are you not accepting my info? What have I done wrong? You're not accepting it. Wow, there should be plenty here.
Is it fighting back?
Yes. It needs motors now.
I'm just...
Basically just needs motors.
Yep. Oh. And I'm just busily doubling your sideways thrust.
Okay. I'm looking for my motors.
If you just search for components now, because they've all been tidied up by Izzy's, they'll all be in the same place.
Yep. How many do I need? Like 12?
It's 18 per motor.
Well, then I'll
Or
just
per
get 'em
engine,
all
I should
and
say.
see what happens. And then I know I'm gonna need to fix this problem soon.
Yeah, we can probably get one more in each direction here.
So if I was to make this ship again,
Yep.
I'd probably give it a little bit more width.
Yep, the problem you've got is the more width
It's
you
top
give it,
heavy.
well, the more width you give it, the wider you've got to make the drills.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
that was the limiting factor on the width is wheels. Wheels?
I think
Drills.
we're good now. Right. going here. What are you adding to it?
Sideways thrust.
Okay.
You now have significantly more sideways thrust. I would
But
still
yeah,
try and keep
if I was
it
to make this
very...
ship again, I would give it a little bit more width, just because that would make it so that it would not tend to want to fall over.
Yeah, yeah, you could probably just put another row of drills either side.
Yeah, and that would probably keep it from falling over.
I mean, it stood up to being dropped by a Y-wing quite happily. Just saying.
Yeah, but so what we would need is what? Connectors and more drills?
What I would suggest doing is, before you mess about with anything, get it onto the base and get it unloaded. Because at the
Okay,
minute...
I had to get up there anyway.
Because at the minute it's 200 and something thousand kilograms heavier. And did you see where I built your new connector?
No.
Where
did you build it?
I'm currently standing on it.
Okay. Where are you? Whoa!
Careful!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Are your dampeners on?
Yes, I think so.
Right,
Come
that thing
on.
looks like an absolute handful to fly.
Dampeners on.
Yay! That's a bit better.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah, you
Damn.
are right at the limit of your thrust
Yes.
with your weight, so you are
right.
gonna want to level that out.
Yeah. Where did you put this?
Right,
Let's
so-
see, where are you?
If you come over to where one of your Gatling turrets is, helpfully at the end of the base you are. So if you come back over towards your base,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Coming towards the
I agree,
base.
Thylum. The Y-wing is a very nice bomber, unlike the badge-ear blimps that they had in the newer films.
Alright. We're gonna connect. How do you go down? Wait! What did I do wrong?
Nothing. I'm signalling you in. This game has way too many emotes. Oh, there's a good idea, Magica. Right, down a bit, Karsa. And back a tiny bit, because you're scraping down the front of the connector. There you go, right. Down. Rotate a tiny bit to your right. Oh, there you go, down a little bit more. Oh, wow, your nose down. There you go, connector's got you. So, hit the P key. And you are now parked.
Woo!
And hopefully, Izzy's... Yeah, Izzy's is already emptying your stove.
Yay. Okay. Cool.
So your refineries will now start chewing through that. The other reason I suggested we get it connected up is it's now off the floor, so we can work on it very easily.
Yes.
Energy low.
Yeah, that's a fairly good order, Thylum.
Order-wing, Y-wing, D-wing, G-wing, X-wing.
I'm old school enough that I also remember K-wings and E-wings. I would definitely have the E-wing up first. I would also have a Z95 in there, but I'm strange, so you know.
One of the cookies should be a vault of cookies. Yeah, you know what? Then we could do that.
That would
We could
work quite well
definitely
as
do a vault
your
of cookies.
raid emote.
Yeah, because it would make sense due to the fact that the whole reason why I bring up cookies is because she had her she had her universal translator not working properly, and she thought that the cookies were currency.
Hey, I would gladly accept cookies as a currency. I am entirely on board for that new economic system of cookies as currency.
So, and then she ate one and she was like, I want all your cookies.
Yep, I can definitely live with that. Right then, Karsa, as we've only got 5 minutes left, do you want to try and have a little bit of fun to finish?
What kind of fun do you want me to have?
Would you like to try flying a Y-wing?
Oh, sure.
Cool, right. Let me grab creative for a second, and let's take a copy of the Y-wing.
Okay.
So that Karsa can have a Y-wing and I can have a Y-wing.
Are we going to actually be flying up?
I don't think we'll hit space, but we can certainly have some fun.
Alright.
Yeah, the Headhunter did, have a little bit of a power issue, but also Headhunters have shields. TIEs do not.
No. Is the dampeners on?
Yeah, dampeners are on.
Okay, so do I need to turn them off or
Nope.
no?
Nope, you want your dampeners on. Dampeners will keep you in the air.
Okay. This is not too bad.
Nope. Yeah, I thought I'd give you the try of flying something a little bit different.
Let's see how it does. Turn it. He just didn't want his busted. Or maybe he did and just wanted to bust me.
Oh, I have flown this ship a little bit too much, I think.
Write down what we need, please.
Huh?
Write down what we need.
Okay, honey. I'm almost done. 3 minutes. He's trying to kill me.
No, I'm not. If I was trying to kill you,
I'd be dead.
if I was trying to kill you with this, there would be a lot more rocket fire going on right about now.
Oh, you mean like this? Oh, wait a minute. Can't do that? Okay. Will you turn, please? Looky there. Let's get straight up. There we go. And he's just flying like a madman, and I'm the one who's just trying to keep straight.
Yeah, I get the feeling that flying fighters like this, there is a certain advantage to having a controller.
Certain, yeah. Well, I can use my other mouse.
You know what,
And move a
Thyla?
little better.
I will take the gold leader compliment there.
Gold eater going in, yes, yes. Oh, this is so much fun, though.
I mean, we'll ignore the gun runs that I've done.
I'll gladly call you gold leader. You know more about this than I do.
Right then. Anyway, guys, as it's 1 minute to go, I suppose we should say our goodbyes.
Yes, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I'll let you go first this time, Tenable.
Thank you. So, if you haven't already from my chat, please go and follow Karsa. Right, let's stop dogfighting and trying to talk to chat at the same time. That is not going to end well for anybody. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to find... Yes.
So,
Yes.
if you haven't already gone and seen and follow the wonderful Karsa, then there is the link to her Discord where you can find all of her streaming stuff, and you can check out Lady Artemis and Dovahkiin while you're there. If you haven't already joined my Discord, please come and join the insanity, which you'll find there. And I will apologise, apparently I made a complete mess of uploading to my VOD archive on YouTube, so I'm going to have to re-upload a whole bunch of stuff, because for some reason it decided to upload it at 480p instead of 1080. So, yeah, those videos came straight down again. You can next find me on Sunday night, where we will be playing Generation Zero again, which is more chaos than this, if I'm being honest, because you've got 4 of us running around trying not to die to a robot apocalypse, which is always fun. But and obviously we'll be back again, same time, same craziness next week for some more Space Engineers, when we will actually get round to building the big mining ship for Karsa.
And we're going to give it some more width, though, I think.
Yeah, the big one shouldn't be too much of a problem, but yeah, we might want to make the little one a tiny bit wider.
Yeah, the width is kind of the important thing that we need to consider. So.
Indeed.
All right.
So
I'm
anyway,
moving this
over to
down.
you, Karsa.
All right. So, as he's already said, if you haven't been following Tenable, if you haven't followed Artemis, if you haven't followed any of our friends, you really should. I probably broke something again.
That's fine, that one's getting deleted.
Okay. I should not be driving. I should be the engineer.
Okay, so my challenge
Okay,
for this
so-
stream is to get Karsa to fly successfully into orbit and back again.
And not die. Okay, so let's get serious now. I'm gonna
Us? Serious?
Get it
Yeah, I
into-
suppose we should.
yeah. I'm gonna go into my de-stress mode. Here you go.
Go for it.
All right. So as you can see, my schedule is right there. And on Sunday, we will be having Community Sunday. It is Minecraft right now. It's also whenever I do anything special, that's when you'll see something happening. On Monday, we have now changed it to Moody Monday, and Moody Monday is going to be Pathfinder, the Wrath of the Righteous. On Wednesday, of course, with Tenable, and on this Friday, I will be still streaming this Friday. It will be Dungeons 3. I'm trying to play that game until the end because I really love that game. It's so good. And I love playing with you as well, Tenable. It's been a blast.
Glad you're having fun.
Yes. I have had so much fun, even if I'm crashing all the time.
As half the joy of this game is getting yourself into a very silly situation and having to recover from it.
Yes. So, anyway, it has been a blast. It's been wonderful. I hope you guys, if you haven't followed, please do.
Yes.
I do also have a YouTube where I am uploading, but not very good with thumbnails yet. I'm working on it. I'm learning. But once I finally get my thumbnails figured out, then we'll be doing that. But here's my socials. But what? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Is your stream misbehaving, Karsa?
Yes, it is. socials. Are you not going to work today? No. Okay. So, well, the information's on there right there. It's slash Karsa KKWX on all forums.
I mean,
So,
if you want Karsa's Discord, it's currently in my chat.
yeah.
Because why not?
So there you go. So I need to get my husband his list real quick, and we need to rate out.
We do. I
So-
had a quick look. Spin is playing Gears. And that's the
That
only
sounds-
one from my lot, or from our group, that I can see.
Uh-huh.
The only other one I've got is someone that I know from my wargaming club who is currently doing miniatures painting. But I will quite happily let you decide where we go, because you may have probably got a longer list than me.
I probably do. I'm really quickly getting the cherry pie, potatoes, sour cream, and a drink. That's for tomorrow.
Drink again,
Uh-huh.
chicken or
I guess we could go with Sprite. Alright, thank you. Alright, so let's get into rating and let's find out who I have available. This is what you call having a family. Alright. We have a lot of people today. Wow. Okay, show more. A lot of people. Let's see here. Well, there's a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time.
Well, you let me know who we're going to go raid.
Well, you know what? It seems like it's not too bad for us to check out and see what Spin is doing. That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, because my other guys are not available at this time. Probably because it's in the afternoon. They're not streaming yet. But we have a lot of people that I can stream, but a lot of people I don't know just yet. And I'm trying to learn them before I send them out to you guys.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, let's go ahead and raid Spin. It's going to be a double raid, and he's going to be going, what?
Yeah, knowing Spin, he will be very loud about it.
He's awesome. Guys,
is.
he really is. He's amazing. So, let's see if we can do this right. Can
Funny
we
enough,
do
I was
this
just
right?
checking that I'd done it right as well.
Oh.
Hey,
This is
right.
the worst. I think this is the hardest thing, really, of
Yep, mine's
being
working.
a streamer. It's the hardest thing of being a streamer, I tell you.
It really is. Right, I'm ready to go.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Cool.
I'm working on it.
Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for coming along. I hope it was fun. I hope to talk to some of you on Discord, and I hope to see more of you Sunday and Wednesday.
Yes, it has been a blast, and I'm so glad you guys are all here. So, let's raid. Let's raid Spin.
Cool. Going now.
We're gonna make... Okay, Spin.